there's a different group of women. Unfortunately, I have to say it, it's factual, primarily black women who have been so brainwashed, they think they can do it alone. They have no idea that the men that turn out well, the aberrations in the single parenthood homes, the ones that, hey, I did okay and my mother raised me, but that's God. That's not, and that's not saying your mother did nothing, but that's God. That's fate. That's, you need to drop to your knees and thank God. Every one of you women that raised your sons and or daughters alone and they turned out okay, you better thank God, because it wasn't you. And it wasn't me either. It was God, because you've abandoned what God told you to do and how to raise your kids. And thank God for the people that are snapping out of it. I wish, and this is where my animus and just disrespect for LeBron James, just to bring this all full circle and connect it back to sports. It's like LeBron James has a traditional marriage. He's married to his high school sweetheart, has been for a number of years. They have 3 kids. But this dude, instead of telling everybody, hey, do what I'm doing, get married, raise your kid with your wife, have her at home raising these kids, he's out here pretending like Kamala Harris and these other feminists and making sure that women can murder their babies in the womb, that's the most important thing in the world. He's a beta. He's a sellout. The guy went to Instagram yesterday after the presidential decision came in and Trump got reelected. Here he is, heavy on my heart and mind this AM, my princess. Promise to protect you with everything I have and more. We don't need their help. Their help. We don't. Is it the government help? He's absolutely right. You don't need government help. She's got a billionaire father.
Well, isn't this sort of what LeBron always does when there's a loss attached to him? He feels like he came out and endorsed, Kamala. The landslide victory against him, just like when he lost in championships, he takes his shirt off and he leaves the floor before everybody else because he's not associated with the failure. And that's what he's doing here. He's moving it from something that he came out to support, and now he's trying to put it on his daughter, and I've got you. It's a deflection. That's what LeBron does.
It's sad. I'm a billion. We don't need their. Of course, you got $1 billion. You got a wife. You got 2 sons. You never needed their help. And you need to be telling other people, hey, you don't want to rely on the government, and you certainly don't want to rely on a matriarchal culture to raise your kids. It doesn't work. LeBron James grew up in that situation. And if it wasn't for the fact that he's 6'9" and all this athleticism, LeBron James would be a total, utter failure if he had to rely on his intellect. Period. End of story. Luckily, he's providing his kids what he didn't have. And they actually have a chance in life, but actually they do need his help, clearly with Bronny. These guys. If you're having any concerns over how much you're paying for health insurance, click the link in my bio to schedule a call with the amazing team at Crowd Health. Crowd Health is revolutionizing healthcare. Pay your healthcare bills without the need for insurance. Click the link in my bio, schedule a call with Crowd Health today.
Jason, let me ask you a question. And I don't know if you've got a few more instances where you're going to support what you're talking about. But when I hear you say all of these things and we understand that all of this is taking place, doesn't it make you a little optimistic that the popular vote overwhelmingly in this election went to a man who they all know what this man stands for? He came out and treats every American the same. He does not distinguish between any part of who you are or what you stand for. He treats you the same. Doesn't that give you some optimism moving forward that most of America voted that man into office?
Well, let's be clear here. It's going to turn out about 70 million people or so, 72 million people are going to vote for Kamala. 75, 76, 77 million are going to vote for Trump. So there's a lot of people that, half the country basically, that don't get it. I'm optimistic because the trends are moving our way.
Yes.
That people, because even the guys and girls that voted for Trump, they got to deal with their family and friends as well. And clearly something's going on with families and friends where it's like, no, I can go ahead and do this without sacrificing all my family and friends. And so I do think more and more people are going to go this direction. But I think it's important that we explain to people like what's really going on here. This is a battle of men versus women. This is a battle of the sexes. This is a battle about the necessariness of men, the necessity of men. All of these things that I'm telling you, these women, these nut jobs, think they would have been the right sisters. And they just wouldn't. They're not built to be the right sisters. They're not going to invent air travel because it's too damn dangerous. And that's not in their nature to take those risks. It's in our nature as men to take incredible risks. I've talked about Evel Knievel. The guy's an idiot. But that's what we are. We're idiots. We do crazy things to entertain ourselves and to move things forward. That's our job. That's our role. Women aren't signing up for that. And so it's like, well, you guys have taken all the sacrifices and built up everything. And it's to a point, I know how to order DoorDash. I know how to get online and order a Southwest Airlines plane ticket. I don't need you. Look, I know how to get in the car and drive these roads that you paved. Oh, I know how to put a key in a door and walk into the house that has a roof that you put on it.
Mark Cuban stepped into this a few days ago, right before the election. He stepped into saying that Trump doesn't have strong women around him and all that. I see a whole lot of strong women out there who are very much independent, who want the traditional values in life. One of the greatest things that happened to me, Jason, and it touched me, was when I asked my wife to marry me. The moment that I felt the most like a man was she said she couldn't wait to take my name. And I wasn't even thinking on that, or wasn't thinking that was the move that was coming. It is real, and there is a part of that. And there are a lot of women who are strong and powerful that like traditional values and how that is set up that way.
And those women are starting to come out of the closet and go ahead and vote for Trump. And it makes me think a lot about my decision, how much support I'm throwing behind Caitlin Clark and the WNBA. And I get why some people have been uncomfortable with it. Because when you really dig down into this battle of the sexes and how they're using sports, and that's why I started with Bobby Riggs and Billie Jean King and this whole belief system. Look at Billie Jean King go, but look at women roar. That it's propaganda. It's not based in reality and truth, and it's being used to convince women to come out of their nature and embrace and pursue roles that they're really just not built for. And I'm sorry if I sound, and I know Margaret Thatcher ran Great Britain, but I'm just sorry. And they want you to be ashamed of the fact that you're like, I don't want a woman president. Oh my God, you're sexist. No, I'm not. I think there's more important things for Kamala Harris or any woman to do other than to be president of the United States. And I actually think being a mother is more valuable than being the president of the United States. Like what you saw? Hit that like button, subscribe, and check out the full episode by clicking the link below.